So in this video, we're going to look on how to change a car tyre. Make sure you drive slowly on the punctured tyre. Steer your car to a safe spot to stop. Try and stop on a hard, flat surface, not on a hill or a slope or on a grass verge. First of all, when you stop, you need to put on your hazard lights. Make sure your handbrake is fully on. Switch off your engine and that you leave your car in first gear. If fitted, you are going to need a spare tyre. You're going to need a jack to raise the car up. You will need a nut wrench to undo the wheel nuts. You will need a locking nut for alloy wheels. You'll also need a cap removal tool. First of all, we're going to use the cap removal tool. I'm going to insert it into the little hole. I'm going to remove the centre cap. You will need to give it a good pull. Now we're going to use the wheel nut wrench and the locking nut for alloy wheels. We will need to undo these 4 nuts on the centre cap. This one here is for the locking nut. Place the adapter onto the locking nut itself. You may need to give it a good wiggle so it fits snugly. Pick up your wrench and put it on one of the 4 bolts. Push firmly with your foot until the nut loosens. Now undo the nut a little bit more with your hand, but not too much. Now repeat the same thing with all the other nuts. Make sure you do not remove the nuts yet. Now we're going to use the jack. You're going to place the jack under the car. We need to fit the jack to this area here. Do not use any other part of the car to jack the car up. It's very important you look very closely to make sure the jack is in the right location. Once you're happy, start to wind the jack up even higher so the tyre comes off the ground. When the tyre is off the ground, you'll be able to rotate the wheel itself. Now the car is fully off the ground, we can fully undo all the nuts on the tyre. Remember to use the locking nut for the last nut. Put your bolts to one side out of the way. You can now remove the puncture tyre. At this point, you will now need to lift the car a little bit higher with the jack. You can now bring in your spare tyre. Pick it up. Be careful, it is very heavy. You will need to align the 4 holes of the tyre to the car for the 4 nuts to fit back in. For the moment, you only need to fit these bolts hand tight. This bolt here is for the locking nut. Now we can tighten up all the bolts with the wrench. For the moment, we only need to tighten them hand tight. When you're happy that they're as tight as possible by the hand, we can then start to lower the jack. Now we need to tighten up the bolts even tighter. Use gentle pressure with your foot to make them even tighter. Make sure you don't over tighten them and go to a recommended garage as soon as possible to get them checked and to replace your punctured tyre. Finally, fit the centre cap back over the nuts. I would recommend you now drive as soon as you can to the nearest garage to get your puncture looked at. Thank you very much for watching this video.